Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Bastiodon. Good old Bastiodon on team number 2 from my top 5 best teams for the Great League. I wanted to really run team number 2 again. I've featured it quite a bit on this channel. But with the newly updated meta and all of the flyers running rampant, I figured there's no better time to showcase this team than right now. And also on this team, Medicham. Now, in my top 5 best teams video, I recommended running Medicham as the closer, but guys, after playing this team extensively in this meta, I don't always recommend this, but I am recommending Medicham as the safe swap, and you guys will find out why Medicham's still OP, even as a safe swap. And also on this team, we've got good old Trevenant in the back. I started off wanting Trevenant as the safe swap, but guys, there are just too many Noctowls in the back, and it is an uphill battle if you get counter swapped with a Noctowl. Medicham actually can put up much more of a fight against Noctowl than Trevenant, so it is the closer. But before we dive into the featured set of the video, we're starting things off with some bonus battles that I thought were tons of fun. And here we go. Lickitung lead. Pretty neutral lead for us. We're going to stay right here. We can do just fine here up against Lickitung, and we do not want to risk this thing finding its way to Trevenant, but we did force them to swap into a Bastiodon, and it is Medicham time if I've ever seen it. Holy smokes. You don't have to shield a thing from Bastiodon because it does not hit very hard at all, and Medicham has very nice bulk in this meta. You just counter this thing all the way down into the ground. We are capped on energy, but we don't care. We're punching that thing down. It is gone, and we have all of the energy known to man waiting for them to come back in with the Lickitung, and they throw immediately. We tank whatever they throw. Even if it is a power whip, we still tank that, no problem. We're loaded. We're going right for this psychic. Lickitung does not often shield, but we grab a shield there. And we will not make it to a second psychic, unfortunately. So we are forced to go for the Ice Punch, and very good decision making by them, calling it correctly. And we do have loaded energy on Basti, so just gonna look to get off this Stone Edge, and we do get that off. That is amazing. And they've got a Medicham in the back. Holy smokes. Oh, the stars align for this one, my friends, I must admit. It's nice when that works to your favor, but it may be just me, but I often find that it does not, and it's nice when it does. Going for just a Seed Bomb here. This will not KO, but it'll chip it down, make it a lot easier. And they are still fighting the good fight. Shouts to them, hats off to them, but there is no path to victory for them, unfortunately. We're Shadow Clawing down, and we are still super healthy. We've got the back-to-back Seed Bombs here. And yeah, it is just about lights out, unfortunately. We're going to Shadow Claw down. They cannot even lick us down with the super effective licks. Trevenant closing it strong. You'd love to see it. Good game. Well played. Bastiodon on the lead has never been better, especially in a meta like this. But here we go. This is not the greatest lead in the world in Venusaur. They can win this in the 2-shield pretty easily. So we're just going to come in with Trevenant and look to play this out here. And they are going to go for a Sludge Bomb, and I do believe we let this go, calling it incorrectly, but, you know, we're still in the yellow, we're okay. They come in with a Stunfisk, and we are way ahead on energy, going to go for Shadow Ball number 1 here and see what they want to do. We did not want to give them an early shield advantage, and they do tank that, as they can, quite easily. But what we cannot tank is a Rock Slide, and we want to get this Stunfisk out of here, guys. We don't want to lose Switch here, so we're just going to go for the back-to-back Seed Bombs here on the CMP and see what they want to do. They might want to hold on to Switch as well, and they do, as they do shield that. And going to shield this and look to get rid of the Stunfisk here. We need back-to-back. We need one for the shield and one to take them out. We are there, and we're going for it. So that was the plan. But I started thinking a little bit, and we could have hit our move to take them out. But I actually want to come in with Bastiodon to get a nice, healthy farm. They will not make it to another earthquake in time. I was feeling a little risky here, and I wanted to get that farm down, and we get it. Loaded energy on Bastiodon is quite valuable because running Smackdown, it's super slow to generate energy, and that's going to prove to be quite beneficial as they do have an Azumarill in the back, and there are no shields remaining on either end. Gets a little uncomfortable most often when shields are down, but having a Pokemon like Bastiodon is quite nice, and they are not running Hydro Pump. Guys, you gotta run Hydro Pump in this meta, guys. So many people are going to be running Steel types to counter the Flyers. If you're going to run Azu, please run Hydro Pump for situations like that right there. But they do aggro swap back into the Venusaur, and Bastiodon is so tanky. We tank a Frenzy Plant, no problem. Gonna bank that energy, come in with our Medicham. This Venusaur is absolutely within Ice Punch range, and we definitely tank a Frenzy Plant here. We just have to manage our energy effectively, and gonna throw right here just before they get to another Frenzy Plant to KO. And we're saying bye-bye to the Venusaur, and that Azu's gonna throw immediately. They're kind of backed into a corner. They kind of had to throw this, but it's over, guys. They're not running Hydro Pump, and I think that might have cost them a little bit here, but it's all a moot point because we get to this, and we're saying bye-bye to the Azumarill Bastiodon. That was really close. It came in super clutch in the end there, taking out the Azu. That's going to be a good game. Well played. That last one got a little sweaty at the end, but we were able to get it done. But what we are not getting done is winning lead right here. With this, that's an awful lead. We go into Medicham, and we draw out a Mandibuzz. So this is why I switched it up to Medicham on the safe swap, and I would highly recommend you do the same if you run this team. A lot of the Flyers, or at least a few of them, actually take neutral damage from counter, so it really isn't that bad, and Medicham runs Ice Punch, which means that we can fight back, guys. We can actually flip this. Would you believe that? So that's exactly what we are looking to do here. We want to flip switch. We cannot have that Swampert anywhere near our Bastiodon, so we are happy to play out the 2-shield if necessary, knowing that we can pretty easily beat this Mandibuzz here with 2 shields up. Gonna go for another Ice Punch here and likely draw the shield, as they would definitely want that Swampert on our Basti as well. They give up their final shield, and we will do the same, and we will absolutely outpace this Mandibuzz to another Ice Punch, which will absolutely seal the deal. This Mandibuzz is not getting to another move. Medicham, super clutch, even on the safe swap. I don't often recommend safe switching Medi, but the Trevenants of the world have been kind of pushed out of the meta a little bit, so you can do that pretty safely these days, and they are going to throw immediately with that Swampert. That's fine. We got the alignment we needed. It's Trevenant time. They got a Greedent in the back, and Bastiodon is going to run right through that Greedent, and they saw that as they do concede the match. Good game. Well played to our opponent. Had a lot of fun with those bonus battles as we now move into the featured set of the video. We are met with a Pelipper. This is okay. It would be nice if it were one of the other Flyers. Pelipper is probably the worst one for Bastiodon to see, obviously, because it can fight back with Weather Ball, and with the pacing now, it actually gets a little sweaty for old Bastiodon here. So we are actually going to have to we're actually going to have to throw some energy here. That's not something that you really had to worry about in the past, but we're actually going to throw just before they get to another Weather Ball to preserve some health. Yes, we could have tanked another one, but you never know if you may need good old Basti. So they have a Scrafty, so even if you win lead, guys, you want to draw out that counter to your third Pokemon, and it comes in the form of a Skuntank. So this is exactly how you play a team like this. if you're double weak in the back or ABB weak to something in the back, you still swap out even after you win lead, guys, to draw something out like this. Can you imagine having this on your Trevenant? It would be a nightmare. So that's why you do that. And we're just going to play this out here and throw with proper timing. We have to throw just before because I believe Skuntank wins CMP. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I do believe it does. I wasn't sure at the time, so just playing it safe and throwing one before, and we're going to farm down. We are still relatively healthy for this Scrafty here, and Medicham is going to go off on this poor Scrafty. Oh, it's a rough time for Scrafty right now up against Medi. Even from this health range with loaded energy, Medicham can absolutely put in the work. Now, they will make it to a foul play, and they will need to throw a foul play to KO. But it is just about over. This thing is hanging on by a thread. We're just going to show them the third and let them know what's up here. We're showing Trev, and it's over. We were going to farm down anyways. And they do top left. Good game. Well played to our opponent. This Bastiodon team still strong. It has truly withstood the test of time. And here we go. Venusaur lead. Not my favorite. Like I said, Venusaur does win this in the 2 shield. So we're going to play this carefully. We're going to at least try to pressure a shield and look to get off that flamethrower, especially when you pick up on the fact that they may be looking to go back-to-back. And that's what I picked up on here. So we will now wait one turn and catch that onto our Trevenant, guys. Making the plays. You kind of love to see it, but not when a resisted Frenzy Plant does that much. It still did a lot of damage, holy smokes. We did get that shield, and they do have a Sableye in the back, which is also why I wanted to draw it out, because a lot of Venusaurs, often compared with a Stunfisk for sure, and the third could either be Bastiodon or Sableye. So I had a sneaking suspicion that they may have been running a Sableye in the back along with Stunfisk. So we wanted to get that out of the way so that Medicham can shine in the end here. So that's the plan here. They're going to throw another move. We're going to tank this because we tank that no problem. And going to look to get off another flamethrower here on the Venusaur. Now, the question is, do they want to go down on shields to try and hang on to this Venusaur? And they do. So I think at this point, we're actually just going to let Basti go down. We're going to tank this. I still don't think that it KOs, and it doesn't, so we're not letting them farm us down. We're coming in with Medicham up 2 shields, and we will shield this Frenzy Plant here and throw before they can make it to another Frenzy Plant. Oh, but they're not hanging around for that nonsense. They said the heck with it. It's not a Stunfisk, so we were off on our team read. It's a Pelipper. Holy smokes. Our opponent absolutely hates fighters. My goodness, they had 3 answers to a fighting type. My goodness, but Medicham is absolutely up to the task. Gonna shield out of caution. Could have absolutely been a Hail Mary Hurricane. It was just a Weather Ball bait. And we know that this is just another Weather Ball. We tanked that, no problem. We had the Ice Punch locked in, loaded for this Pelipper, which means that we are saying bye-bye to the Pelipper, and we can actually just punch down that Venusaur. It will not make it to another move. Medicham, OP, holy smokes. They had 3 answers to a fighter, and Medicham put in the work. My goodness, good game, well played. I'm telling you guys, team number 2 was absolutely putting in the work. It was a thing of beauty. And here we go, Lantern lead. Also not one of my favorite leads to see with Basti. Because with Surf, it's not very fun. But we do tank them pretty comfortably. They need, I believe they need about 3 of these plus the spark damage to take us out. But we're going to look to chip this thing first with a Stone Edge and then make the play into Medicham here. After tanking this second Surf. We'll still leave with a respectable amount of health, so we're comfortable with that. Gonna come in with Medi now, and they meet us with a Noctowl. Shocker! Again, guys, this is why I switched it up. Yes, in the top 5 best teams video, I was highly recommending Trevenant as a safe swap, but I quickly learned that is not the way to go in this meta, guys. Please, if you run this team, just safe swap Medi. It's fine. And this is why, guys, because we have access to these Ice Punches, which obviously hit for super effective. And with its normal subtyping, guys, it's taking neutral damage from the counters. Medi put in the work there. Holy smokes. And Just going to throw our Bastion to soak whatever this is. Most likely a Shadow Ball. Hits for a decent amount, but really not all that much. Basty's still going strong, and we're farming this thing all the way down. Not quite. They aggro swap back into the Lantern, locking themselves into this nightmare matchup here. Gonna just let this Surf go, and we really don't want to get too comfortable and tank another Surf because Trevenant is basically our final Pokemon. We do have that low health Basti, maybe for a sack swap if necessary, but not trying to get too low with our Trevenant here. It's basically our final Pokemon, and they're going to go for the Sky Attack, pressure a shield, and we're farming down with neutral, or excuse me, far from neutral, double super effective Shadow Claws, and they've got a Shadow Machamp in the back. You'd love to see it, my goodness. Gonna just Hail Mary the Shadow Ball here. They, of course, shield. They kind of have to, but it's fine. Yes, we do tank a Cross Chop from this range. It's not fun, but we definitely do not tank a Rock Slide, and that is an amazing shield right there. They are definitely within Seed Bomb range. We are gonna put this thing out of its misery. We get to this, and we're saying bye-bye to the Shadow Machamp. Trevenant doing what it does best, and that is close a game strong. You'd love to see it. Good game, well played. Something about this team, my friends, it just works. No matter what the meta is, no matter how it shifts, the team just works. And here we go. For reasons like that, Pelipper on the lead, they make a play in a Registeel, and it's Trevenant time. I made the mistake of bringing Medicham on this thing. Definitely bring in Trevenant. They, what you typically see here, they had Pelipper on the lead, but a common theme that I've been seeing is the Noctowl variation with Registeel and Swampert in the back. Very powerful team. And on that variation, I made the mistake of coming in with Medi. It's a decent matchup for Medi, but you do have to go down a shield to flip the switch, whereas with Trevenant, you don't really have to. And holy smokes, they're running Flash Cannon. I was explaining that team comp and did not point out that they are running Flash Cannon, Zap Cannon. Holy smokes, what is going on with this Registeel? I don't know, but it's gone. It does not matter. That was insane to see. They come back in with the Pelipper, and we are loaded on energy. Going to go for this big Shadow Ball here, and they let that go. That is amazing. Going to come in with Basti and go to work on this Pelipper here. They can throw all the weather balls they want. We tank them all day. That's the power of Bastiodon here in the Great League. And they've got a Trevenant in the back, so we're going to pressure that final shield with a super effective flamethrower, fully expecting the shield here, and holy smokes, they let that go. Oh, hello? Why did they do that? Why did they let that go? I don't know, but it worked out to our advantage. Bad idea, I think, but good game, well played to them. I think our opponent was expecting a Stone Edge in that last one, but hey, it happens to the best of us. But here we go. Awful lead in the form of Medicham. We're coming in for the mirror matchup, and surprise, surprise, there's a Noctowl in the back behind a Medicham lead. Would you believe that, guys? My goodness. But we press on. We tank that. Probably not the best idea, but I was thinking we could really put in work with these Ice Punches here and really maybe even grab a shield from the Noctowl as it is getting dangerously low here. This would not KO, but it could force a simul KO, and they don't want to risk that, so they shield. That's the power of Medicham. My goodness, it does things that it really has no business doing. Medicham is amazing. And they go Shadow Ball here. We're not shielding anything from this Noctowl. It's lights out. And they do get to a last-second Sky Attack. I think this is just going to tickle a little bit. It tickles just a tad bit. We take it out. And now we're going to come back in with our Trevenant here. Up a shield and hope for the best. And that is not the best. My goodness. They are ABA weak to Charm. Oh, nothing boils my blood more than having difficult challenges with terrible ABA teams. This is just about over. And of course, it's running Air Slash of all moves. But I don't think Snarl would have been any better. But these Air Slashes are absolutely chunking our poor Trevenant. Oh, I hope they see every charm lead known to man. They have zero respect for the charm lead, my goodness. But hey, it was the right team for ours, unfortunately. In case you guys haven't noticed, this is over. It's time to top left. I think we throw this and then we quickly save everyone some time and top left this one. It's not happening, and we do. Good game, well played to them, and that is the team, my friends. I'm telling you, team number 2, still going strong in the Great League. Truly withstands the test of time. It is amazing. I love this team. I featured it in the past in its classic version with Sableye on the safe swap, but for my recommendation in this meta, I think Trevenant still has play, keeps the Medichams in check, and a lot of people are running them in anticipation of all the steel counters for all the flying types. So I think Trevenant does still have a place. You just got to kind of tuck it away in the back, hide it a little bit, clear the flyer, and let Trevenant wreak havoc as it does. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.